All right, hello everybody. I'm kind of late on this. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is like 3 hours before the reunion, so I gotta get my shit together, upload all these videos and whatnot. But anyways, I want to talk about this game as a whole, what I think about it, my thoughts, and returning status for each and every single player. We'll talk about all stars as well, and yeah. Jesus, sorry. But we'll start with the pre-merge. Pre-merge wasn't too good, I'm not gonna lie. I think I mentioned this before. Didn't really like it. All the characters that left were non-entities, really. They didn't send basically any confessionals at the end of the day. The only person I did like was Matt, and he kind of got swap fucked, so poor Matt. But yeah, Matt's the only person that I see returning from this pre-merge, but it was a pretty boring pre-merge, but it wasn't too bad because it was developing a lot of characters, and there was a lot of drama with Rohan and whatnot, so it was pretty funny. But the merge is where this game really picked up, and it was really good. I think this is one of the best merges that I've seen, honestly. So it was like a complete, it was a polar opposite to the pre-merge. With good votes, with the Ellie vote, the blind side, Nick going home, Rohan with the split vote and whatnot. So it was all interesting. But I'm gonna specifically talk about the most recent votes. I don't know if I talked about Rohan or not. But basically what happened was the split vote, yada, yada, yada. Everyone wanted to get Tiffany out. And then surprisingly, Rohan went home instead, which was pretty wild. But I don't know if I talked about that, but it's whatever. We'll talk about Patrick. So basically, with the Patrick vote, there was a Fab Five. There was Brittany, Young, Brandon, Ryan, and Patrick. And they were going to try and run this game, basically go to five. And then Patrick, Ryan, and Brandon were supposed to be the three. But Patrick went home and Ryan went home after because of Brittany and Young flipping. And honestly, it was the best for their game because I think what Patrick, Ryan, and Brandon they lacked and why they missed out on the the final tribal council is because they just really lacked the ability to be versatile and to try and, adapt to specific situations because this is not, back to basics. This is not Survivor Borneo. You can't just make a big alliance and then a core alliance. It's not that simple. There's a lot of shit that goes into it. So I think they oversimplified the game, and that's why they lost the game in general, to be honest. So I'm not surprised that they got 7th and 6th. And then Rennie went home due to the fact that everyone thought he was a huge target, and he's super likable and whatnot, which I guess makes sense. I'm not 100% sure what the jury thought. I think they thought he was a good player, but I don't know if they would have. He would have won pretty easily. I think he could have, but I'm not sure. Brandon, I think Brandon was like the last liked person from this cast, I guess, from the jury's eyes, and he went home. I think everyone knew that Brandon was one of the more, I guess, honest people, one of the heroes, and he went home after that. So now we're with this three of, two flippers and Tiffany, who was just an absolute crackhead this whole game, so good for them. Honestly, a lot of people don't like this final three. I'm actually happy with it. It's not that bad. I think it's okay. I think Brittany, although she didn't do too much in terms of strategic gameplay, I think she had a good social game, and she was able to do well in a lot of competitions. So I think if she would have won, I would have been fine with that, to be honest. It's probably the safest option. Young, I think Young is a good player in general. He's just very new, I could tell. Like, just how he played, he's very new. He lacked, how do I say this? I don't know. He lacked the ability to make good decisions, I guess. Flipping back and forth too many times, it's just not going to work out for you, like 90% of the time. And it was even worse that he tried to... he was trying to feel sorry or whatnot. Like, if you're going to flip, you got to own your moves. 100%, you got to own your moves. And if you're, feeling so bad about yourself and whatnot and saying sorry, it's not a good look. So, honestly, he's going to win this right now, but I'm very surprised. And I don't I'm not trying to be rude saying I don't think he deserves to win, but I think Young can play a lot better than this in the future if he learns a bit more how to play and whatnot. And I think we could just see more from him. So I don't think like him, it's actually a feat. Him winning this game without showing his best abilities is actually a large feat. Yeah, but personally, I don't know if I would give him the win this season. Moving on to Tiffany. Tiffany, I would be happy with giving the win, but she was just such an asshole this whole season. I understand why she's not going to win this game at the end of the day. But I do think she played a good game. I think she was very very intelligent in her game plan. I know her game plan is to be the huge target, so everyone keeps her and whatnot. And honestly, it worked, and I'm very, very surprised. And a lot of people should respect her. And as of now, honestly, would I vote Tiffany? It's hard. I would honestly vote for Brittany. I don't know why. She's just like the least how do you say it? I don't know, least argumentative, I guess. And she just had a good all around game. Although she didn't do too much, I would be happy with a Brittany win. Young and Tiffany is a bit. A lot of people didn't like them and whatnot. It's a bit controversial, but I guess a lot of people in this season didn't really care. So Young or Tiffany is going to win. I'm going to tell you that. And for now, the vote is a 3-3-1 with a 7-person jury. And I asked the final three who they would pick to win because that's usually how I do it. The third place player picks. And I believe Young is going to win this game. So congratulations to Young. I'm proud. I'm happy for him. I know he worked really hard. So him making it, I'm not mad at the win. I'm not mad at the win at all. I'm completely fine with it. But I'm just saying that I know he could play a lot better. Because there was a lot of flaws to his game for sure. But I guess there was a lot of flaws to the final three players in general. But now we're going to talk about returnees. So I had like a short list of about 30 to 40 players that I maybe want back for All-Stars. Thinking All-Stars should be 18 to 20 players. I know for a fact a lot of people are going to decline, I feel, from like old seasons, like back in the day. So we'll see what happens there. It might be hard to actually get a season going with All-Stars, but hopefully if people see that it's an All-Star season, they're going to agree to come back, because I don't want like 4 to 5 players from like season 8 or 7, 8, 9, that's just not going to be too fun. So we'll see what happens with that. But for this season, I think top 8 specifically I'm going to look at. I think almost everyone from the top 8 I'm happy with. Rohan would probably come back, although I do think he's quite irritating sometimes. Personally, as a host, I do think he's super entertaining. Patrick would maybe come back. I just need to see more versatility from these people, because they were pretty dull, very, very dull, but I know they're good players. Ryan would most likely come back. I'm still debating, because honestly, I see Patrick, Ryan, and Brandon as one entity, as I mentioned before. So I'm gonna maybe pick one of the three or two of the three. So I'm not picking 3 of those 3 for sure. And Tiffany, Young, and Brittany. Well, usually I'm gonna ask the winners to come back. So if Young wins, he's most likely coming back for sure. Tiffany's most likely coming back, and then it's gonna be debatable with Brittany. So you could kind of see maybe a 4 to 5 person, Indonesia, 4 to 5 people from Indonesia in the All-Stars, but you never know. At the end of the day, things change. I know from last season, I thought like 4 to 5 players were coming from Montenegro, but obviously things change. Your feelings change at the end of the day. And so if we're talking about Montenegro, I'd say maybe 4 maximum would come. I think I know who I would choose, but that's a story for another season. But next season we're probably going to go to Haiti, and since it's the last season before All-Stars, I think I'm gonna push that hard to everyone that I spam, and I've already got quite a few applications. I think I got like 6 or 7 without even just spamming at all. So it feels good. I think it's gonna be a good season for season 9, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go now. Enjoy yourselves. Hope this was fun for you guys. I know I was kind of lazy on these. I'm not gonna lie, but I did the best I could, and I'll see you guys later. And hopefully, for some of you, I'll see you guys very, very soon.